As therapists, we often hear our clients say things to their partner like, I need you to text me every morning when you're traveling, or I need you to stop looking at me like that. These statements often land in the other as demands or expectations, but it's actually a strategy. It's one possible way that could meet a deeper, unnamed need, and it's a strategy being named in a way that is not inviting a collaborative process. So here's the challenge. When strategies are mistaken for needs, which they oftentimes are, the conversation spirals into a power struggle and they enter into disconnection and pain. So today, we're going to be turning towards one of the most profound shifts we can support our clients in having, which is helping them to build a trusting, intimate relationship with their own needs, and then learning how to express these to their partner clearly, vulnerably, and free of demand. So when clients can name needs in this way, share what they truly are valuing, they can move from control to clarity, connection, and collaboration. That change may sound simple, but in this world, this shift can be life-changing and deeply emotionally liberating. So, in this video, we're going to explore why a focus on strategies and conversations leads to those conflicts and disconnection, and how guiding clients to the language of needs will open this door for deeper intimacy and connection, and how this shift will then allow couples to move towards collaboration with much greater creativity. So let's start with the difference between a need and a strategy. Let's deepen into that for a moment. A need is universal. It has a life-giving quality that we can all relate to. This is how we create life. We all know how it feels good to have needs met. Things like belonging, autonomy, rest, play, to be seen and known, needs for support, for physical well-being. I could go on and on. There's so many life-serving needs. And a strategy is a possible way to meet a need. So it is, and it's oftentimes stated as something we would wish for or want the other person to do so that they have a chance to contribute to our need. So let's deepen into for a moment why focusing first on strategies oftentimes leads to this conflict. To put it simply, it's because strategies can compete. Strategies can clash. In session, this may sound like, I want you to text every morning when you travel. That's too much. I think I should just check in when it feels natural to me. Yeah, but then I won't know when I'm going to hear from you, and that's really going to stress me out. Well, I just need you to trust me. I'm going to call, right? And around they go. Everything we're hearing right there is a battle of strategies. So, what do we do as therapists to support our clients in this moment? Let's assume, for this example, that the clients have already been supported in increasing their own mindful awareness. They're starting to recognize this all too familiar pattern of disconnection focused on competing around strategies. They're feeling their own frustration about this, and they don't know what else to do, and they'd really like to break out of the cycle. I'm sure we've all probably seen that a few times. At this point, as therapists, we can offer empathy for how they're trying to find strategies to meet their needs. Finding strategies is a really important step. We want to help them in doing that. And we can share about that clarity of how these strategies are really bids for an action that would meet a deeper need. We can offer the vision that once they each know their partner's needs, we can focus the energy of the dialogue around the needs that really contribute. And once they know the needs, they can first kind of resonate in the field where they can affirm the goodness of the need that's alive in their partner. Again, the need itself is just life-serving, and needs are never in conflict. Strategies to meet them can be, but not the need itself. So we share with our clients a vision for a clear path to becoming a team, collaborating to finding strategies that honor everyone's needs. Let's say they hear this, they're inspired, they want to explore this. My experience has been once I've shared this with them, they almost always do. It offers some relief in the system to have a sense that there's a path for deepening connection in these moments. And let's say through some counseling process and some empathy guesses, the clients have each been supported in getting connected more deeply with themselves. And they've learned that getting a text every morning is a strategy that would just meet a need for security and connection. And checking in when it feels natural would meet a need for authenticity and integrity. At this point, we'll often see the clients begin to soften towards each other, and they might have a little bit of a sense of like, okay, so my partner is just needing security, connection. That makes sense. Oh, okay. And you want to do it in a way that feels integrity and authentic. Okay. Like none of this is really a problem. They start to meet each other with much more intimately as they begin to relate at the heart of the conversation. This is really what this dialogue has always been about. I have found that as clients learn about needs being met being at the center of what we're trying to collaborate on, they really oftentimes get it. They understand it. They feel really inspired by this possibility. They love having that level of clarity in the dialogue. But it is so truly transformational to build this skill that they often need support along the way, support in healing reactive patterns and unwinding from conditioning about how we got to work to get our needs met. So, MCD offers this clear path for clients, clear skills, and MCD therapy offers us a model for supporting our clients in this work. Here's where this leads. When partners are both grounded in understanding and validating each other's needs, they can then begin to shift towards sharing very specific and doable requests that would satisfy these needs. So strategies become something that's proposed as a request, and it becomes more of an invitation. They're like a gift partners can give each other that let them know a very specific thing that if it could happen would meet the need. Requests to offer clarity, their starting point for collaborative needs-based negotiation. I'll share, that's a whole other process. I'll share more about needs-based negotiation in a future video. It's my hope that this video just gives you a sense of how this work opens new possibilities and dialogue and connection, not just for reducing conflict, but really dramatically deepening intimacy and understanding and opening the door to collaboration. So, as therapist, I invite you to take a moment to reflect. Feel free to pause along the way if it would help. Where in your work do you see clients confusing strategies with needs? How might your sessions shift if needs became the center of the dialogue? And what kind of support can you offer to help clients building a trusting relationship with their own needs? If this approach resonates with you and you're drawn to supporting couples in deepening emotional intimacy, I invite you to join us for the Introduction to Honest Expression. I'll be sharing 6 specific and doable skills to help clients express themselves with clarity and this deeper self-responsibility and in that spirit of collaboration. I'd love to see you there. And as always, until next time, let's continue to lead with love.